Hi there, Linda Sherwin here. Today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite business techniques, objective-based action. Now you might be thinking, what is that? Well, it's a tool that actors use to drive their performances, but it works wonders in the business world too. In simple terms, it's all about having a clear goal, an objective for every task, meeting, or conversation you may have. Think of it as your North Star, helping you stay focused and on track. Let me break it down for you. In acting, performers approach every scene by asking themselves, what does my character want in this moment? That's their objective. In business, we can do the same thing. Before you enter a meeting, make a call, or even start your day, ask yourself, what's my objective? What do I want to achieve by the end of this? It could be getting agreement on a project timeline, securing a deal, or simply clarifying roles on a team. It's all about staying laser focused on what matters the most. Why is this important? Well, let's face it, business moves fast. It's easy to get caught up in 100 distractions, tangents, or even office politics. But when you have a clear objective in mind, it's like having a GPS guiding you through all of that chaos. First, it keeps you focused. Second, it helps you prioritize your actions. And third, it makes your communication much more effective. When you know what you want, your message is clear, and your actions are purposeful. In my next post, I'm going to talk about how you can start using objective-based action in your daily business life. But let me share a real-life story with you here. A number of years ago, I had been hired by a large organization to make a presentation on the importance of communication, particularly using nonverbal communication in the workplace. However, that morning, an announcement had been made that there was going to be some layoffs. As I entered the building, my person who had hired me came up and said, "This is what has happened. We totally understand. You probably don't want to go on. We'll pay your fee, but we totally understand that you don't want to go ahead with it." So I stopped and thought for a moment, and I thought, okay, what action could I take? What objective could I have that could help make a difference in this particular situation? So I told my contact that I would go on and let me do what I think I can possibly do to help them out. Now, this organization had a large amphitheater where had presentations going on and trainings and meetings and whatnot. So that's where everybody was going, sitting into their seats. I walked up onto the stage and I started talking to them. And first of all, I said, it's important that you breathe, understand what has just happened, and take care of yourself initially. But then you want to get some things done. What were some of the things that you could do? Well, first of all, update your resume. That is certainly very, very critical. Another thing to do is to take a look at your social media. LinkedIn, in particular, tends to be very business oriented. So it was a good idea to take a look at who you were connected to on LinkedIn and get in touch with them. The other thing with social media was to take a look if there was anything on your social media that might not be so attractive to a potential new employer. Those are certainly something you could do. Next thing, leverage your network. Over your business life, you've had lots of different connections, so get in touch with people. See what they might be able to do to help you. Now, another thing I did mention to them was research your benefits and your severance package from your current employer. You maybe just want to find out exactly what you can expect if you are by any chance laid off. The next thing I suggested they do was to develop a financial plan. not, who knows how long you're not going to be having income coming in for. Hopefully it won't be that long, but figure out exactly what you can do to perhaps cut back on some of your expenses. And then the last point I made to them was perhaps upskill or reskill. There may be certain things that you've been doing for a number of years and you need to upskill them, you need to improve them so that they are certainly in keeping with what a new organization would be looking for. Perhaps there's some of your skills that aren't as necessary anymore. What might have taken the place of those? So it's a good idea to do that to show that you're certainly, if you go to a new organization, that you are certainly trying to keep up to date with what is going on. So just a few comments that I made, hoping that it would help them. The result, well, to be quite honest, I had a number of questions. I told them it was going to be interactive, so there were lots of questions coming from the audience. I answered as best I could. And at the end of it, a number of them came up and said, thank you so much, because under the circumstances, they felt that this really, really had helped. My contact at the organization was amazed. She said, how did you do that? I said, well, action had to happen. I needed to have a focus, a particular objective for what I could do. And that's what drove the particular items that I presented to the group. So look, business can get messy, but when you use objective-based action, you bring clarity and purpose to everything that you do, whether it's a quick meeting, a big negotiation, or even just planning your week. This technique keeps you focused on what really matters. So next time you head into a meeting, ask yourself, what's my objective? Keep that goal in mind and watch how it transforms your productivity and results. Give it a try. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay focused, stay objective, and let that drive your success. Curtain up. It's showtime.